Welcome back, everybody, for the final showdown. Tonight we are going to compare the stage 3. Okay, the cables all went back on the cooker for another 5 days to make sure they were done correctly. And had enough time, and so I put in the 3 power cords, including mine and the 2 different stage 3s, and they've been in the last 5 days cooking. The speaker cables, we knew that those were done fine, so we've got those set aside. We're going to start with the Triton, this is a $6,000 power cord from Stage 3 Concepts, and we are using the AGD Andante kind of all-in-one preamp. It's got the preamp, the DAC, and the streamer all in the same box, and then it goes out of there to the crossover and then out to the amps, which are AGD Audion amplifiers, 2 pieces per side. So we're bi-amping the panels, and then the subwoofers that we're listening to, those towers that you see, those have plate amps behind them, and that's how they're being powered. So we'll go ahead and start right now. This is the Stage 3 Triton. Stage 3 Triton. Okay, so now we've got the Stage 3 Proteus that's in there. You can hear them all out of breath from putting that damn thing in. Anyways, okay, so we're going to play the Proteus right now. Okay, I played that a little longer because there were some quiet parts in there that I think will be good for comparison. Okay, so that was the Proteus. That is a $12,000 power cord, and I can't stand its weight, and it's unruly. You're gonna have to set up, if you have something like that plug, you're gonna have to set your rig up around how your power cords lay. Really, truthfully, I mean, to get it to fit your rig, on the way your rig is right now, it's near impossible. It's really, really hard. So you probably have to lay out all the power cords and then decide where the components are going to go. Some on the floor, some on the rack, whatever. But I'm sure you just put stands everywhere and then lay them there. Lay them on the floor or something like that. Probably the best method is just have your components on amp stands on the floor and just let the cables go where they may, and then put all your components out on the floor on stands. Anyways, okay, so now we'll be back with the VERASTARR. Hold on. Whoops. Hold on. Be right back. Okay. And now we have the VERASTARR cable, which is 4500. And we'll give that a shot. Here we go. VERASTARR. There, I think that got all the little soft stuff. So, pause. And care to comment? What?
Put on the crossover?
Yeah, you can. Okay, we're gonna try swapping it out on the crossover and try see if we get the same thing. I mean, I know what I heard. I'm not gonna comment on it until we do the crossover. For the second testing, everything's the same. I plugged into the same socket of the power strip, and I went up 2 clicks on volume just to give us a little more volume so we can hear a little bit more into the music. Let's see how that works. Here we go. We're starting with the Triton, the Stage 3 Triton. stage 3 Triton again. Okay, here we go. Now we've got the Proteus in. You know what that cable should be called? The cable should be called the Proteus that It should have a little something after it. But I'm sweating balls over here. Okay, so Proteus is in 12th K. We've got the song right now. Proteus. Okay, so I'm going to do one more song with the Proteus. This one's for Dale. Mr. Dale. Dale, calling Dale. Okay, this one's for you, Dale. Hold on. Okay. Okay, here we go. For Dale. Proteus. Dude, I gotta put my scrunchy socks, my neon scrunchy socks on and my Z Cavaricis, and then go work out. Okay, so we threw that in for Dale. Now I couldn't do that. I can't do that without throwing one in for my boy Tommy T-Bird up in Mass, or not Mass. I'm sorry to do that to you, Maryland. T-Bird, my favorite crabber in all of the East Coast. Hold on a second. I'll be back. Okay, man. This one's for Tommy. Tommy up Northeastern guy. Here we go. Okay, now it's time for the VERASTARR chord coming up next. Hold on. Okay, now we are back to the VERASTARR Grand Illusion Statement. What should we call this one? Just a statement. It is going to be the statement. It's the statement 3, really. The statement, it's the version, third version. Here we go. VERASTARR. And again for Dale. I didn't know you were looking for more than I could give. I think that's bullshit. What guy doesn't know that the woman wants more than he's willing to give? I don't know. Evidently that guy. So now one for Tommy T-Bird. Here we go. ZZ Top. Okay, so yeah, that was it. Let's talk about it. Why not? You care to go first? No? Okay, I shall. Okay, so what was plain to hear to me was that the stage 3 was had a higher level of bass per ratio for the ratio, and it seemed like the less expensive stage 3, the Vitron, whatever. Why can't I remember that damn name? Huh? Triton. Triton. Because the Triton. Okay, so the Triton had deep bass in a lot of it, and in some of the instances on my rig, anyways, it was woolly. So if you set your rig for these cables, then it's going to be you be able to make them sound better than I think perhaps in this rig. But what I heard comparatively now, if we're just talking comparatively, the two against the two, the stage 3 has a more bass for sure, and then on Proteus, the bass goes higher up as well, so it goes up higher into the mid bass region than the Triton did. The thing that was really noticeable about the Proteus was its uncanny kind of black background and its ability to really separate the instruments apart. But they were very contained, which is kind of odd. I mean, it's neat in one way when you hear what happened to this damn thing over here? This thing's got all squirrely. Okay, it's really when you hear I don't know, the trombone or whatever the hell is going on, and it's like right here, maybe the horn or something, okay? And when it's contained into this area like that, and it does not go outside of that radius. Where did I get that right in there? I can't even fucking see this right. Okay. So if it gets like let's say it's right there, right in here, and it doesn't go outside of that radius. It just stays right there. And that's what it sounds like. You don't hear it over here. You hear it only right there, but you go outside of that circle and you don't hear it here or anywhere over here. And see if you can hear that in this recording. And then if we go to the VERASTARR, you definitely hear it more. You hear it further out, okay? So it goes further out, and it's like, well, what would realism? What's more real? What sounds more like the real thing? Is it very localized, or does it spread? You have to ask yourself that, and then see what you think, and you're gonna like one or the other, I guess. Okay, so in comparatively, then in the VERASTARR, it was very quick, very fast. Very articulate, and it had an extra little measure of top end shimmer. There was just this little more top end shimmer at the very top, and you can hear that in things like in that big band piece. There's a tick 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 tick. It happens right here, and it goes right there, and it's this it must be a stick or something. Tick tick. It's keeping time, or it's a little drumstick or whatever the hell. But so you'll hear that, and that thing, and that's a good way for you to hear. Listen for the top end between the chords. Is listen to that little click, tickety tick, and then so that's kind of like what I heard. It seemed like I liked them both, I liked them both. They're both the stage 3 was very interesting in its darkness and the way, or its quietness and the way it kept things in their own individual spaces. Although I don't know, it's kind of like a toss up. It's not like there's a clear winner. I think it's a matter of taste. It's a matter of taste and what you like, because they did different things, and so I guess that's what it boils down to. What do you think, Johnny? It's Big John over here.
Yeah, I think the Proteus is you can tell the difference between those two cables, certainly.
Between the two stage 3s?
Yeah, the 6K difference. I mean, they're different cables for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
It's nice and quiet. Yeah, like you said, dark, a little more low end, but it's not quite as airy. Mm-hmm. And that kind of like that three-dimensionality that the foils do. The foils just have that neat little presence to them. Mm-hmm. But they're really different cables, and I'd say it's a solid power chord.
Yeah.
It's heavy. It's a pain to work with. So if you set it up and you don't mess with it, great. But if you got gear that's close to the back rack, everything's going to have to come forward.
Yeah.
It's a big unruly monster, but it's a nice power cord.
Yeah.
It really is. They're very different chords, yours and the Proteus. But
Yeah.
That's really the measure there. I think the Triton is nice, but it's it's the comparisons between the two.
Yeah, for sure.
Chords.
Yep. That's a good point. Is that that there's definitely a big difference between the two stage 3 cables, and you notice it like when you listen to the Proteus, you're like, okay, that's for sure better. You know, like immediately you know it. You know, it's quieter. It's got better separation. It's like it's definitely, you can hear it. It's pretty noticeable. So at least there's that going for it because it's twice the cost. You know, and it seems like it is definitely twice the cable. I would say for sure. It's definitely 100% of what it was. Another 100% better.
Yeah. More.
So that's a trip. So how do you put that into? How do you say it's 100% better? You know, because then that's like how can you do that even? It's like not having a chord compared to So I don't know. So in hi-fi terms, I would say it's like it is strong. I would say it's like 60% better. The way we talk, the hi-fi audiophiles will know what I mean when I say it's 60% better than, okay, when you take it on overall the whole of your rig, this thing adds like 60% versus the Triton, and then we get to the VERASTAR and it's something totally different. So I think it's a taste thing, it's a taste thing. Do you want open airy top with like really open and then like that shimmer on the openness and the air, or do you want it to be more intimate and like and quiet and like contained, the VERASTAR just kind of just like it's uncontained, it's unbridled, it's just going wherever it wants and it's going far there, and it's going quick there, and then the other one, the Triton, or I mean the I can't even remember the damn names, man. What the hell? Getting old. Shit. The Proteus is like more it's just it's more like refined maybe, and like quieter and thicker in sound, so you have to weigh out what you dig and what you want to spend, because it's a complete different, I mean, even the VERASTAR is 1,500 less than the Triton. So I don't know. There's a lot of things to consider, but it is a great cable. It is very much unique, and thank you Tommy T for sending those in so we can check them out. We had a great time. So thanks for joining, and we'll see you.